Open your back door, baby. Oh shit.
Oh, how you doo standing up? Is that even, is that possible? I guess when you got cheeks as strong as his. What up, critters? Welcome back for another episode 7. Another reaction and another trip down Whitewood Lane. Okay, I know. Don't judge me. Y'all been correcting me in the comment section. I'm gonna have to go back and watch some of my other reactions because I'm not sure how long I've been calling it Whitewood for. I didn't realize it until you guys pointed it out. So white stone, not whitewood. I got it. But apparently that's not the only thing I goofed on. This. And it's my own mistake for getting too excited. This show has been pretty straightforward in terms of pointing out the subtle details that they want you to know. And in this situation, Cassandra, they showed her at the end of last episode. And I initially jumped to vampire. I just got too excited. I know what's going on in the story, the plot line, and I'm just calling everybody a vampire. So that's my mistake. You pointed out that her reflection was seen in the mirror, and I noticed it. I just ignored it, to be honest. And like I said, they've been straightforward. They did it with in every instance of where you would initially think that person could be a vampire. They've said, nah, that ain't the case. Because with Silas, they showed him. He didn't have a reflection. I questioned whether Vax could be a vampire. They showed his reflection in the beginning of the next episode. And then in this instance, they showed Cassandra briefly. And showed her reflection. So they're nipping that in the bud real quick for viewers like me new to the series. And I appreciate that. And I'm going to pay more attention to these reflections going forward. Now, quick recap going into this next episode. So we got the team, the Vox, they showed up, they saved Archibald. And Percy, no mercy, Percy got the first person on his list, which was cool to see. His character is so intriguing to me. But again, they finally got like this relationship back with the city now, and they've got some support since they've been able to save Archibald. I'm wondering what that's going to come to, and not only in this episode but going forward. Keyleth took a liking to the tree in the middle of the city. So I'm wondering exactly what that'll be, whether she'll be able to save it. I don't know if her connection to nature gives her some type of like she feels the emotion, like she's empathetic, more I don't know, sensitive to what the world is feeling, like Mother Nature, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure what that is. We'll see how that plays out. The savageness of Percy doesn't surprise me based off what we saw in episode 1, his first turning, but it's still kind of jarring to see him flip the switch like that. And he even ended up turning the gun on Vax in that same scene, and he was like, no one's gonna get in my way of getting his revenge, or whatever he said. So I'm wondering, even though he's been able to flip the switch at this point, when he gets up further and further up this list, or maybe even the more and more people he takes out on this list, maybe he goes deeper and deeper into like that dark state, if that makes sense. So I'm wondering if there's a point where somebody from Vox will jump in to stop him, and he won't be able to flip that switch back. So that's something I'm looking forward to. Obviously, he took out Stonefeld, the first person on the list, and then the next person, I don't know if that's the next person he'll take out, but the next name I saw on the gun was Dr. What is it? Dr. Why am I blanking on it? Ridley, Dr. Ridley, I think it was. And I think, don't quote me, I'm not sure, but I think that was the guy who was standing next to Cassandra in that final scene. So we'll see how that plays out. But let's get into some of these comments. You guys know the drill. I'm going to read some comments from episode 4 first, and then I think I'll jump to episode 7 comments too, just to touch on what we most recently watched and get a feel for that. And then in episode 8 reaction, I'll go to episode 5 and jump back to episode 7 because we'll see how we release these, but you guys know the drill. Let's get into it. First, we got Bandy. I don't know if it's Bandai or Bandy. Correct me. You guys know I'm trying with these names. 138138. You said you could have a character as a DM. Okay, so this goes back to my question. I was asking if the dungeon master can control a main character or if he just controls like the world. But it rarely, if ever, works. Okay, as a DM, you know the answers to the mysteries, the traps, the monsters, other characters, motivation, etc. You could easily end up subconsciously letting those knowledges or the knowledge influence your action as a character, even if you don't intend to cheat. Okay, so that makes that'd be kind of funny, to be honest, to watch play out. I'm sure actually playing in the game would piss you off, but I'm wondering how common that is. Where it sounds like it could happen, but players don't really like it, like they're against it in some instances. Like you said, they have all the answers and they know what's going to happen. I imagine they could give themselves like the most powerful character to always be like the hero of the story, like that Batman treatment. They have that Goku treatment where no matter how much better the other characters are, they always come to save the day, that type of thing. So I imagine that's what that would kind of be like. Even if you don't intend to cheat, thus the general consensus is don't play a party member as a DM. Besides, you have a lot to track of the world and the NPCs on your hand anyway. True. That also raises a question. You guys know I like to ask them. I've asked you guys already how big a group can be, and you guys gave me some answers on that. I'm wondering, are most D&D games similar in terms of scope of how big the world is, or do some DMs have a much smaller world? Does it depend on the amount of players in your groups? That's something I think about. Next comment, we got Christopher C. You said Pike and Grog's backstory ties them together. Pike and her great-great-grandfather took Grog in when he was younger. Okay. So no relationship between them. The interactions are some of my favorite because it brings out the softer side of Grog. I like that too. We've actually seen that on a couple instances. Even though he's got that low intelligence, he only really rages out when he gets in that fight mode, for the most part. But it is cool to see him show a nicer side, mainly with Pike. Also, that size difference plays into it a little bit too, because it's like a unlikely pairing. It's cool to see that on screen. But I do like his character and the interactions between those two. Brings out softer side, but the VA who plays Grog, or voice actor who plays Grog, and the VA who plays Vex, the girl, okay. The DM Matt Mercer and Keyleth were dating for a while during the beginning of the campaign 1, and got married after. Oh wow, glad you're enjoying the show and the lore. I appreciate it, Christopher. Like I said, I always love all this knowledge, even not only on the show D&D, but also the backstory on the actors, because they seem like a really cool group, and it comes across in each episode I've watched so far. So we got another one from Bandy 138138. Let's see what you said. Also, I really appreciate you addressing the comments. No problem. In the intros, I'm very appreciative of how much you listen to our comments. We've seen Keela turn into an eagle in the previous episode too. Okay, yeah, I did forget about that. I forget all the animals she's turned into so far, I think. So the eagle, like a jackrabbit, the beast, a tiger, I think it was in last episode, and then the squirrel. Is that all of them? Did she turn into something else in episode 1 with the dragon? I forget. But nonetheless, we've seen her transform before, and I love that power from her. Purple Like Fire, welcome back. We've seen you in the comment section before. Liam, Vax, and Sam Scanlon are probably the most notably best friends and often call each other husbands, even though they both love their wives very much. Laura Vex and Travis Grogg are married. Marisha Keyleth is married to Matt. Oh, so we got a whole group. Everybody's kind of together. I know you just gave me some info on when those relationships started, but and they were friends beforehand. So this has been a tight knit group for a long time. The DM who is voicing roles like Silas, Liam and Laura have said after being the twins, they really do feel like siblings and act like it. Again, speaking on their relationship, I do like that. And for the most part, I've liked the interactions between this whole group. And not only, I'm wondering, it seems like most of these D&D groups are made up by friends. So I would imagine that most characters in all these games and stories are pretty close knit. But I wonder if it's to this caliber. Because even some of you in the comment sections have offered to join games with me, and I'd love to do that in the future, or start up games with me. But I just wonder how close knit or how common that is for people who haven't really met, or just don't live in close vicinity, how often they get like games virtually when they don't live in like the same area or same state. But that's something I definitely want to get into, so we can talk about that in the comment section, or you guys can hit me up on Twitter, that boy chill. I usually respond a little bit quicker there because I don't get as many comments, so, and I use these comments in the bottom of the video to respond to in the upcoming video. So thank you for that, Purple Like Fire. We got the Hiking Viking. Welcome back, my brother. Regarding Percy's hair, there's a phenomenon known as canites sabita. Sabita, I'm not sure how that's pronounced. That's new to me. Or Marie Antoinette syndrome. Makes sense. Okay, got it. That causes hair to rapidly turn white due to extreme levels of emotional stress or trauma. His flashbacks include parts both before his hair turned white as well as parts after it turned white. Yeah. Initially, I didn't get that. I didn't understand that because it happened so quick. I was trying to take it all in. But they kind of established that in the next episode a little bit when he gave the speech on exactly what happened. They took them and kind of kept them prisoner for a while over the course of a few weeks, and then they ended up escaping. So thank you for elaborating on that. TAB, we got welcome back. We got another comment from you regarding the DM. This looks like a long one. I'm gonna try. Y'all know I'm gonna try to get through all these because y'all take y'all's time to write these out, and I love reading them. So let's get through this one. You said regarding if the DM can have a character. Okay, so you're touching on the same thing. DMs can have PCs, but it's generally frowned upon. A lot of bad DMs will give better stuff to their. That's what I was wondering. I wonder how common that is. If these groups are typically between close-knit friends, family members, loved ones, whatever you want to call them, I wonder how often that's a case where they take advantage of their power as the DM. I guess it's possible. I wonder, is there a random off question, but this seems like it would make for a great like series. If I've seen like shows based on like football fantasy leagues. A show like this based around a D&D game, where like the DM is just an asshole and they get into interactions where he's just taking advantage of his powers. Even if it was like a skit, that would be funny. I wonder, that could be something that's already out there. You guys could let me know. Or I'm sure if I watch like live streams of certain games, it would play out like that. So back to your comment, adding characters, you can technically add any number of players at any time, but groups tend to stay at 3 to 5 players to make it easy, for the DM to keep track. And so combat doesn't take hours. The Critical Role party is pretty big. There are styles of campaign, There are styles of campaigns where you have multiple DMs who switch off and players come and go as they want. Okay. But those take a lot of work. Regarding the D&D, or regarding what D&D Wizards of the Coast gets from the show, nothing but free advertising. Makes sense. They took out all the words and names that are Wizards of the Coast copyright. Originally, Scanlan's hand was called Bigby's hand. Got it. The Everlight was Serenade. That's another thing I almost forgot about. We got Pikes still on her journey, trying to rediscover her connection to the Everlight. I wonder if I know she's gonna make that connection soon, most likely before the end of this arc or season. I don't know if it's just she's gonna have the same power she had before she lost the connection, or if she's gonna get like an awakening, so to speak, and she's gonna come back like Beastly. And I think actually, when they were in the little basement, at the roots of the tree, what the lady that was preaching in the city, I'm blanking on her name, but she said something like, "You guys need faith," and I think it was Percy who said our healer isn't with us right now. So I'm looking forward to when she joins the team again. About taking breaks during the game. When you play at someone's house, you take breaks whenever you want, and it's generally just hanging out and dicking around while rolling dice. Nice. Critical. That would be kind of messed up if that makes sense, if because that they take breaks. I wonder if this is another thing. I would assume all DMs are different, and I would assume some may be more strict than others, but I would think that those games also wouldn't be as much fun as like a group like this, and they don't last as long. You guys have let me know the size of your groups and how many people you play with. Let me know if you've ever had like a bad experience in a D&D game where the DM just wasn't all that great, or they took advantage of their power, or they just set up a world that wasn't all that great and you just kind of lost interest in it. Since this is all improv and the DM has control, but the group overall kind of dictates the flow of the game, I would imagine that's not too common, since everybody somewhat has a say. But let me know if there are any instances where you did have a bad experience. Critical Role has mid-game 15-minute break. The different dice, D4, D6, etc., just refers to how many sides of the dice have. A standard dice like you'd use for most board games is a D6. Okay, I am loving the Keyleth love. I love it too. I think I made the right decision. Marisha got a lot of flack for how she played in the game, since Keyleth is a hesitant, shy, uncertain character. It's so good to see people realize what an interesting character she is. Yeah, I love her right off the bat. I know I question like her intelligence, but she's definitely above Grog. I know you guys have told me his intelligence level. He can't even really read. And Keyleth has already shown more than that. And even in the was it last episode where she read the book with Scanlan and kind of gave him some backstory into what the spells were, she just couldn't read it fully. I do like her character. I love her power. I love her personality. She's kind of quirky, and I'm looking forward to see. You guys also told me I questioned like the little pet name that Vax gave to her. You guys pointed out that he's also used pet names for other people in the group too, so that's just kind of his thing. But I do like her character and how she interacts within the team, and like her carefree. I wouldn't say carefree, but she's got a nature about her, no pun intended, that she's just like calm for the most part, and she's got that connection to like the world, and that comes across when she's not overthinking things, at least up to this point. I know she had her little freak out when the wraiths came through, but other than that, she seems like a really loving character. And you saw, I think that's part of why she reached out to the tree roots. I don't know if that connection, like I raised that question earlier, I'm sure you guys will answer for me, but I just love her character. about taking breaks, 15-minute. Let's see. She played in this game since Keyleth is hesitant, shy. Percy's hair going white is a result of stress, and it did not happen over one night. I don't want to go into it more than that because it might be a spoiler. I appreciate that. The character and player relationships don't really overlap. Vex and Vax are twins because the players have the same birthday. Got it. Vex and Grog's actors are married. Keyleth's actress is married to Matt Mercer. Scanlan and Vax's actors are very close friends. I think most of the rest of them became friends because of the game, though. I know a lot of them didn't really know each other. Got it. I think the black stuff that was coming out of them was representation of necrotic energy, which is the kind that undead usually cause. Scanlan was reading the book a little bit. He was just complaining about Delilah's handwriting. Okay, got it. Really enjoying these in-depth reactions. Thanks for taking your time to read all this extra info. Hopefully no one's spoiling you on the later stuff. I've been lucky so far. You guys have been great. I've said it multiple times how good you guys are as a community. You guys showing love, hitting that like button for me. Even a few of you have shared the videos. Like I said, you guys take the time to write these out. So I love interacting and getting back to you. And you guys seem to enjoy it, me doing it in the intro of these videos. So I'm going to continue to do that as we go forward. So thanks again. I appreciate you guys. Jacob McClendon, welcome back. I've seen you comment before. Delilah is indeed a necromancer. That's one for me. I'm not always off. The monsters that she sends after the book are race, if I remember correctly. Got it. In the campaign, she also sent monsters, but it was to silence the cab driver that Percy shot, which the city let Vox Machina have in a cell in their keep for some reason, even though they were under investigation, like in the show. Okay. I'm blanking on the cab driver. In the campaign, Jared was actually Vax Machina's left guard for their keep, but in the show they decided to make him a captain of the city's guard. Got it. And thank you for that comment. And also going back to Tab, I started off and then went on a tangent. You guys have been great in terms of spoilers. I haven't seen any yet. I obviously wait to read these comments until this intro. So I haven't run into any spoilers yet. You guys have given me really precise info on backstory, the group's backstory without spoiling it. Not only for future campaigns, but also just this arc in general. So I really appreciate that because I'm having a great time watching it unfold on screen. MG, welcome back again. The arcs of the campaign are not set in an advanced planned or set number of episodes, etc. with D&D. The story is structured as they go by the DM and informed by characters' choices and the like. The arcs are referencing a specific segment of the story that happened organically and also referenced as such in hindsight. Got it. The Briarwood arc is, for example, is just a loose reference to take part of the story that ended up exploring the Briarwoods as the villains they were dealing with at the time. Okay. The Briarwood arc was about 15 episodes, episode 24 through, so it was, okay, so it wasn't all that long, in the grand scheme of things, of campaign 1. So that was around 60 hours. Sheesh, that is crazy. I've shown appreciation for this show, how well done it's been. And you talk about shows like Game of Thrones, where season 8 specifically, where that show took a hit because they tried to condense it down into so little number of episodes. 6, I think it ended, 6 or 8, I don't remember, but they just shortened it up and everything felt rushed. The fact that they've been able to take that amount of hours in content from live streams and condense it down to what I'm only on episode 7 or going into episode 7, but 12 episodes for this season overall is pretty amazing to me. And I can't wait to watch the rest of this play out. So where do we leave off? That was broken down and condensed into 12. Go back to that real quick. condensed to 12 25-minute episodes of animation. The DMs run, narrate all NPCs, non-playable characters in the setting that populate the world, from villagers, soldiers, shopkeepers, and any other person you can imagine that isn't one of the few players sitting around and playing at the table. There are sometimes DM PCs that are the DM's player character that may be a step up from the average NPC and join the party on their adventures for a time. Have an elevated place in the narrative and or help in some battles. Let's see. They aren't usually too prevalent, as you can imagine. That is a lot to try. I can only imagine. I can't imagine, but the amount of, not only we've touched on this already, improv that goes into this and on the spot, even though they take breaks and kind of come up with things during those breaks. The fact that they sit there and do all this on the spot, this whole world, all these monsters, even though they have a guideline with the additions of the D&D rules and guidelines and stuff, still that takes a lot of imagination, and I got a lot of respect for not only the DMs but the players that take place and kind of react to the DM's decisions as the game goes on. Elevated plays, as you can imagine, that's a lot to try and keep track of for anyone when they are already juggling, guiding the narrative, and controlling literally every little aspect of the game that isn't the few characters being played by the other people at the table. An example as well would be the Briarwoods. Matt Mercer would have been acting out these characters, and when they were in battle would have been rolling and controlling their actions and rolling their dice, etc. When Critical Role is playing, they do tend to take breaks at about the halfway mark. Got it, hour and a half, 2 hours in, laugh out loud. In my experience, there's usually not more than 8 people on the high end. Okay, so that seems, I can say it here, but I was gonna say that seems pretty low key and pretty easy to control, but at the same time they're already taking so much with this world. I'm sure that can get hectic. 8 people in combat, and narratively it is hard to let everyone shine if you have too many players. There can be more, like the game isn't set to say there is a max. It mostly comes down to the practical reality of trying to keep things going smoothly with more people. Let's see, we'll finish this out since we're almost there. Dungeons and Dragons is the ultimate expression of theater of the mind, and the CR crew are masters at it. I'm starting to realize that quickly, only 6 episodes in, and really not too much knowledge aside of what you guys have given me. I know I'm trying to cram it all in and take it all in, but what they've done with these characters in the game, in the show in general, that's a lot. Calling them masters seems even like an understatement, to be honest. D&D is a set of loose guidelines and rules on paper, but the play is really is in the shared imagination and collaborative storytelling of all the participants at the table. Matt Mercer created the world of Exandria. He did the world building, history, nations, cities, towns, politics, etc. for the sandbox that they are playing in. Not everything is fleshed out in detail, which makes sense. That in 25-minute episodes, 12 episode season, even though I was talking about I would like to see them explore the world while they were taking their trip back to White Stone, the fact that these episodes are so short and they're condensing so much info, they're doing a great job with that. Fleshed out. The players get curious and ask, skipped a little bit. Places exist as ideas that only ever get fleshed out if the players get curious and ask about them, decide to go to them, etc. The DM also generally has a plot in mind to get the story started, but what the players decided to do with it is really up to them. It is generally frowned upon for DMs. You and Tab touched on this, to do too much railroading, and railroading, is that a D&D term? And forcing the players to go one way. there I go, asking a question within the answer again. Thank you. Go one way, only make their choices for them. Though it is not to say that the plot going on in the world, i.e., a war or political conflicts, villains, machinations. Am I pronouncing that right? Can't still affect affect the world and cause consequences for the players if they did not choose to interact with it. For example, in campaign 1, Percy could have opted to turn away and not confront his past, and the Briarwoods would have continued their plans while the characters were elsewhere, and that would have caused major issues they had to deal with in the future because they did go to Whitestone and try to confront them. Oh, so that I didn't even think about it in that capacity. I'm still following this story like it's just set in stone, but this story has been so good. It feels so fleshed out that I'm just thinking this whole story it's so perfect. It feels like it was made to be this way. Thus far, I didn't even think about the point that Percy, his actor, his in the D&D game, could have easily said, I don't really want to confront the Briarwoods. We can go about it another way or just avoid them. I'm out of Whitestone now. It's out of my hands. They could have easily went that route and seen how that story would unfold. So that's crazy to think about. With all the improv and all the different, it's almost like a telltale game where you have all these options and they have different implications, obviously on a much bigger scale, but that's kind of what it reminds me of. So that's awesome to see. I'm loving this D&D world. We'll read one more and then we'll jump to a couple of episode 7 comments, because we 31 minutes in. Y'all knew it was gonna happen. Omok, or is it Omok or Omok 2? Amok 2? I know I'm butchering that. I just said it 5 different ways, but we'll read your comment real quick. To elaborate, campaign 1 is 115 episodes, over 400 god damn of content. The Briarwood arc is like 20 of those episodes. Question mark. Oh, your memory's a little fuzzy. They hint at a future story arc in the first 2 episodes of this animated scenes with the dragons. Got it. I've seen a couple of you kind of tell me that in future arcs, I think this was when I was asking about the backstory with Vex and Vax's dad, and whether we could get more backstory on exactly what happened to their mother and with the dragons. I take it that's something they could touch on, and that sounds like what you're saying with the hints in episode 1 and 2. Something you guys know about, but I don't know about because I didn't watch the live streams. Each campaign follows completely separate set of characters played by the same crew. Yep, you guys have touched on that for me. I know. I don't know if this is a spoiler, but you guys told me or mentioned the Mighty Nine or Mighty Nine, however it's pronounced. So that's another group I'm going to be looking forward to. I think you said that this group will get another season, and then we could possibly move on to like another campaign. So I'm looking forward to that. You got one more short one we'll read. I highly recommend watching the videos that some super awesome fans threw together of comparing the animated show to the live session. I absolutely will. Like I said, those things, we're gonna wait till we finish this season, and then we'll get into those afterwards, kind of like what I'm doing with Arcane and the cinematics. I got more of those coming too if you guys have been waiting. So 33 minutes in, let's go back real quick. We're gonna go to episode 7's episode 6's comments real quick and just read off a few of those. These seem like long ones, so we'll just read the first couple. We got Rude Box Riot. Oh, you just recently commented. You said, so I currently just watched all of your reaction videos and I want to say well done. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying. There's so much more to come and I can't wait for it, and I hope you enjoy all of it. I'm pretty sure I will. If I like these first few episodes this much, I know I'm going to enjoy the rest. I do want to mention one thing. Someone had mentioned that Delilah is a wizard. She's not a warlock. She's a warlock. Wizards have an innate talent or knack for magic, the practice and hone their abilities. Warlocks are not naturally attuned to magic, so they have to borrow abilities from a patron deity, and in Delilah's case, the Whispered One is her deity that she is borrowing power from. I can't wait to see the rest of your reactions for the rest of the series. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's great knowledge to fill me in on. I know you guys let me know, like, some of these people answer to different gods, such as Scanlan. I forget I'm blanking on the specific names, but I know you said the Arcane, and what was the other one? I forget. I'll read through the comments again and refresh myself, but or you guys will let me know in these new comments. So thank you for that. Tab, welcome back again. You active on these videos. I appreciate it. Bobby, I love the input that you put into your fandom, regardless of how you deal with it. Thank you. I know I'm throwing a lot at you, and you guys take it in stride. Like, y'all about to get a 40-minute intro, and y'all say y'all love it, but I know it's a lot you guys are throwing at me, and I'm throwing it right back at you, and y'all catching it and throwing it back in stride. So there's so much more spoilers in the season 4 than there would have been originally. The original idea was if the Whitestone group were just as bad as the current people. Okay. I'm not sure. Am I missing something there? Fill me in if it's not a spoiler. Skip Ives, it is funny that you mentioned the Mountain and the Hound when talking about the Duke. Oh yeah, I was talking about Clegane Bowl. Because they're like, I know they're not brothers in this series, but they you got two big, larger than life characters that are kind of badass. One for good, one for bad, and they look similar to each other. So that's kind of why I compared them to them. But let's continue reading your comment, because the Duke is the Hound, by Rory McKinn, the actor. Ooh, see. And this is something I need to start taking advantage of, even though I kind of like you guys revealing it to me in these comments. On Amazon Prime, while you're watching the episodes, they show you like the whole actor list. You just got to move the mouse or whatever. I'm watching on computer just to see who's in that specific scene. So I could have moved that and just saw who it was, but I did not know that, and that was just a coincidence, I guess. I've had a couple of those that you guys have pointed out to me, so I'll take that. Mark that point for me. The Hound, the Marvel teens that were experiment subjects were indeed the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Yes, I forgot I even mentioned that. They are sister and brother, but I'll leave information on Percy and Cassandra for you to watch and find out about. Excellent content. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. Skip Ives, I'm glad you enjoying like everybody else, and I appreciate you dropping that comment and giving me knowledge. See, y'all are covering the whole spectrum. You're giving me knowledge on the game, the show, the actors in the show that I apparently kind of call out, but I don't really know for a fact. So I appreciate it. But regardless, that's the end of this. We'll get into more comments in the next episode. 38 minutes in. I hope y'all love it. Let's get into this damn episode 7 reaction. What's the name of this one? Let's see. Episode 7, Scanbo. This gonna be centered around Scanlan. We gonna see. Let's get into it.
White stone. Mined from our very mountains, its plain appearance belies an exceptional trait.
We're getting another
When
flashback.
refined, it is known by another name.
Residuum glass, Professor Anders.
Correct.
Professor Anders. Okay,
As
so this isn't
always,
Ridley.
Percy was
And it's funny that we kicked off the episode and they corrected me on calling White Stone Whitewood.
Cassandra, are you volunteering to demonstrate?
Damn. I don't know if he's supposed to be, but he seemed just as terrifying as No Mercy Percy.
On it. If I may, I still have not received word on my refinery proposal.
Anders, we've been over this.
Yes, but with enough funding, we could triple our.
These are their parents, right?
Your ambitions cloud your
Cass
duties.
and Percy. Yeah. I was trying to pinpoint exactly who they were, but then I remembered the flashback to when they got killed.
Professor, it's just an experiment.
Not to me. You'll never appreciate the potential here.
Damn.
How could you?
What the hell?
Everything is given,
So he been
nothing is earned.
I saw him in that last scene with Delilah and Cassandra, so obviously I don't know if he was always plotting or if this whole refinery thing, them not supporting it, is what turned him against them. Or maybe he's just like a little finger type character where he just kind of sides with the most popular or most powerful at the time for his own benefit, if that makes sense. Damn, those bodies still hanging. I wonder, are they just gonna stay there? Okay, is she? So she's definitely the most empathetic of the group, and not only for nature, it seems like, but for people just in general. I'm starting to like her character even more and more.
Oh, I swear, if you turn that thing on any of us again, I will not hesitate. I will kill you.
Ooh, okay. I don't know if he could, but I have a feeling that'll definitely come up again.
It's like you're a different person. What is it?
It's not the weapon that
You
changes him, is it?
more lies.
It's like that smoke, I think.
My nights filled with fear, blood, and cruel nightmares.
I love these little flashbacks, and
they would go mad from grief. The hatred inside me grew.
it just gives context to his personality. Damn. And it's kind of surprising that he kind of joined up with this team, and the fact that he can trust anybody is kind of crazy to me.
What happened to you?
Ooh, it's talking to her. What? Is that an actual power of hers where she can?
You're so weak.
She can actually kind of see back in time, like the state that it was previously in. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, look, don't get me wrong. That thing's
How strong is she gonna get?
What are those scribbles for?
The monsters I hunt. Professor Anders, Anna Ripley,
Anders, okay, that's him.
Briarwoods, and until about an hour
Ridley.
ago, Kyrian
Okay, Ridley was one on the right?
In my dreams, I swore to make a list of those who wronged me.
Swore to who? Hold up, that's 5 names. Who's the 6th barrel for?
Six Barrel. Who is that for?
Guess there was one
Ooh, hold on. Did what? Why did that?
So sorry, the sentry
I don't know what that was. The shadow behind him looked kind of weird. It looked like it had a hood on it. I don't know what that was. That might have just been Vax's shadow, though. I'm not sure.
If that won't inspire the people, nothing will.
Sorry, Archibald. Right now, I'm only thinking about my sister.
Ugh. Guess there are
Again, I asked this question too in last episode about
Shut it.
about Percy being the rightful heir.
But Cassandra's my only family. I have to find her.
I do wonder if they would have followed him regardless of whether they were able to save Archibald or not. Because if I could see some people holding it against them too, the fact that he's been gone all this time and the city's kind of gone shit.
Is that a lot?
She's right. We've tried and failed before. Cassandra is the bride
But you
which
weren't with
drives us.
Machina before.
Freeing her would be
Go ahead and
impossible.
bust in there.
The whole city would take up arms. Oh, what if I lure the guards away from the house?
Good one.
Real ideas only.
I mean, he could with like
dream
his
back into a sort of
clone, his magic.
Nope. Just scouted it. Even more guards posted in the back.
Yeah, but there wouldn't be if I made them leave.
Seriously, how do you come up with these jokes so fast?
Please, now is not the time to be.
Nobody's taking him
I am
seriously.
not cute.
I feel like it's gonna end up working.
Extremely, but not like you mean it. Listen, I'm...
You.
We're all gonna
Damn.
will go. I'm much better at this.
No! You're the stabby kill guys. I can do this alone.
What the hell?
I've got these potions.
Which do what again?
No idea, but it doesn't
Did he
matter.
just pull that axe out of the
I'm a
damn
master distractor. My songs,
sack?
my jokes, my...
Don't worry about me. I know exactly what I'm doing.
No, we about to find out.
What the fuck am I doing? Oh, I'm a master distractor. Oh, I'm gonna burn it out.
Come on, Scanlan. It's your time to shine.
Come on.
He's already, to me, in my opinion, proved his worth to the team, but I do want to see him do more. Nice. And I like that he has more instruments other than his little violin, or what is it called, that instrument? I think you guys called it like a lute or something.
Hopping walls like a cat.
Keep singing. I like these little solos he gets. I know his power is kind of based in magic, so I take it. It seems like it would be funny to hear the voice actor in like the live stream break out in the song. I wonder if they actually do this during the live streams. I would love to see that. What's he touching? Oh no! You picked the worst one to mess with. Oh.
It's one of them.
How you doo-doo standing up? Is that possible? I guess when you got cheeks as strong as his.
Roll to see if you hit.
Damn. Are they playing D&D? The game within the game.
To your health.
Wait, that's not the water that they bought from Gilmore, right? Ooh. Damn. He kind of a beast. I'm not gonna lie. I like his power a lot. I've been disrespecting him and calling him a assist type. Ooh, look at all those swords. I wonder if this sword has any powers like Silas's.
I thought this was 74 Whitestone Drive, but it must be 74 Whitestone Avenue.
Oh, how many points is that? God damn.
I strung children's cop.
Oh, I thought he shit himself. Oh, that was that last potion he took. I was about to say, what the hell was that?
Oh, fuck off.
Ooh, what the hell is that? I'd like to see Keyleth turn into something like that.
Okay, no.
Oh, put that stuff back in there. That might come in handy at some point. You got all that space in that bag. I would just jump in it, to be honest. Hey, let's hear them vocals then.
And use your bones for...
Did he turn into it? Nice. Nice. That I don't remember exactly, but I think that's the same exact spell he was using when they were giving like their little, I forget what they were talking about, but when he was with Grog and he was turning into the different animals, I think that's the same exact one. Damn. I know he's bleeding. Is he taking real damage? Oh, so when he... that's even more impressive.
Remember that spell.
When he turns back into his actual form, he's not like damaged from the damage he took in that new form. That's cool. Okay.
You're a tiny maggot, but your head will still mount nicely on my wall.
Damn, why you gotta talk about his size? And you a big ass maggot. What you gonna do?
Who let that sex-crazed gnome do this solo?
He has been gone for a long ass time. I'm surprised they haven't busted in yet. He could be dead for all that. No.
Just going in?
He did it.
Nice.
And it looks like he went all out.
Oh yeah, he's into that freaky stuff.
He is.
Excellent plan, Vox Machina.
I mean, that is what we're known for.
Hey. Even though y'all didn't really come up with the plan, it was all Scanlan's plan, to be honest.
Hold on. There could be a trap.
You overthinking it, aren't you?
Not everything's a trap.
Oh, it's gonna be a trap. Oh shit. Damn. Oh damn, he taking damage now. I'm surprised he can take hits like that and survive.
Oh, wait, please.
Nice. Yes. Oh. Nice. He still got the middle finger up. I love his character. He's not my favorite. Ooh. Because y'all know how much I like Keyleth, but he might be a close second with his comedy alone. And now his power set is kind of dope. So. Oh, damn. Rage mode, rage mode. Cut him in half, cut him in half. Nice. Oh, that's dope. We've seen her manipulate the elements before with like the vines and stuff, but that was dope. All right, Anders, you next on the list. I take it Ridley's gonna be next. Who's gonna help him? Who's gonna help him? Don't cut off his arm.
Size doesn't matter.
There you go.
It's how you use it.
Hey. Nice. Okay, I'm the disrespect from me is no longer happening.
You've been annoying piece of shite.
As far as me calling him an assist character, I don't see him that way no more. He can carry his own for sure. Was there just 2 moons? What was that? Damn. Did he use up too much, or is he just weak since he took such a beating?
Anders! Open the door, coward!
Is he setting a trap for him? Is that Cassandra he was just holding? What is he trying to do to her?
Percy.
Oh.
You Durolos were always so entitled. My new employer encourages me to make my own decisions.
If you harm her, I will end you. Let her go.
End him now. You know you want to do it.
You seem to think this is a negotiation.
Don't!
What? There's no way. There's no way they just played us like that. We thought we were getting Cassandra back and they killed Percy. Gonna lose his shit. We about to see no mercy for real. Oh my god. Don't end the episode. Do not end the episode. Oh, fuck you. Shit, that was good. Okay. Y'all know the drill. We gonna watch these credits and then we'll get in to the post-episode discussion. Okay. Do I need to say I'm gonna just say it to beat it into my own head and everybody's head? Another great episode. I've said it at the end of every episode. They keep getting better, and damn y'all for these. That's probably the worst one. Not the worst, but the best cliffhanger so far. I don't know what's gonna happen to Cassandra now. I feel like I don't know if they would kill her off that soon. That seemed pretty finite. Final, so I don't know if she's gonna be dead, if there's a way they can save her. She is in the, maybe she can be saved by this. I don't want to say, I don't know, because I got a lot of thoughts going on, because let's start off at the beginning of this episode. So we started off, I feel like we got a lot. Professor Anders, we started off with him tutoring Cass and Percy in the flashback, right? He was showing them this stone. Let's go back to it real quick. What was it called? He was saying the refinery, but I forget. Hold on, I'm listening to it now. The residuum, I think he called it. Come on, tell me the name. Tell me. Okay, residuum glass. So it's like a refined version of this stone, and I'm pretty sure he referred to it as an arcane amplifier. I have no clue what that means. You guys have mentioned that to me in the comment section, so I have an idea of it being like a source of magic or power. I just don't know in the context of what they're speaking about how that's going to help the situation, or what Anders' motives are with it, or for the Briarwoods. Maybe See, Anders, based on that scene, it sounds like he came to odds with the founders or the parents of Cassandra and Percy because of his ambitiousness. And I'm wondering if the Briarwoods are kind of using his. It seems like they could just be using each other. The Briarwoods could be using him for his ambition to get to this arcane in the mix with the residuum stone, whatever that could amount to. And Anders could be using the Briarwood's power to attain more residuum and develop this refinery and to develop more of the stone, or to refine more of the stone. So we got a little taste of it. I'm just not sure exactly what that's going to amount to. So great scene that they opened up with. Excuse me, I'm scrolling through the timeline as we go to kind of refresh everything that went down. We got a scene of Keyleth staring at the tree again. Her connection, I was thinking it could just possibly be to like nature, or maybe that's her most significant connection since she has that power that draws from it. But it seems like she's just a good person. She just connects to everybody on that level. So I like seeing that, and she continues, and it's not just because of her power, how beastie she is. I'm looking forward to how she develops as a person. She's going to be not only a really good what's the word I'm looking for? A really good asset to the team, but just to this world in general. She could run a lot of things and help out a lot in a lot of ways. So right after that, we went into this scene with, or in the basement again, the little dungeon. So we had Keyleth once again messing with the sun tree, like the roots of it. She took a look. I'm trying to find the exact scene to see exactly what happened, but it looked like she looked kind of like back in time at what kind of decayed the tree. That was interesting. I don't know if that was something she was just feeling, or if she was actually seeing visuals of the deterioration of the actual tree. So that was interesting to me. I don't know if that's part of her powers or exactly how that played out. You guys will have to elaborate exactly what her power is in that aspect for me in the comment section. So that's something to look into. We got more backstory into Percy and his kind of journey after he escaped the Briarwoods. Again, everything that he went through, losing his sister or thinking that he lost his sister, being tortured or whatever happened to him in that dungeon, his family being killed, the trauma, his hair turning white, he's been through a lot. So the fact that he's this dark isn't surprising, but the fact that he's able to trust people and he's gone and teamed up with this Vox Machina team speaks a lot to his character as well. So and then actually in this same scene, I know y'all know how I get. I start jumping around when I remember stuff, but his shadow, I think he was wearing like a hood. I couldn't tell if it was the reflection of something or if we were seeing like a spirit or something. To be honest, it kind of looked like him as a kid when he had that hood and he was laying on the ground. But hold on, I'm trying to fast forward to the exact scene, and that was a striking image in itself. How many are there here? There are 6. The image when they're showing him on his knees and his family's just laid out in a puddle of blood, dark, sadistic, and I don't know if that was just imagery for the show or if somebody actually took the bodies and laid them out like that. That seems like it's a theme with these Briarwoods, so they could have done that just to again prove another point. Maybe that's why it had such an effect on Percy when he saw the bodies lined up in this exact kind of formation, even though they were hanging, not laying on the ground. So that imagery really well done in that scene. I'm still trying to. Oh, and he said so he dreamt about this gun. That seems like something pretty crazy. Just to dream up the schematics for a gun like that. I'm wondering if this black smoke spirit, I don't know at this point if it's something that kind of possessed him, and maybe it's not a dream. He's getting like visions from the spirit, or get directions from this spirit. I don't know if that's the case. I could just be reaching, but jumping around, because I'm cycling through the scenes again. When Keyleth looked into the sun tree, there was like what looked like Lady or Delilah's magic or necromancy at the base of the tree. So I'm wondering exactly what that was about. I'm still trying to find. Oh, and there was the bullet, the gun. After he described it, he said there was 6 people he had to take out, but he only named 5 people, and I think there's only 5 people on the barrel. Cycling through, I'm seeing Keyleth. She attempted to bring life back to the tree in a small dose. She actually succeeded, but it died instantly. So I'm wondering if there really is no saving this tree. I feel like there's something positive that has to come at the end of this season, and I feel like this tree being brought back to life would be like that symbol for a brighter future. No pun intended. She used the daylight spell again to bring up that little twig from the tree. But since it died instantly, I'm wondering if she'll be able to actually bring it to life, or if we're just going to see some tremendous growth from her throughout these next few episodes. Here we go. We still got more flashback. I'm trying to find the scene where that whatever it was, where that shadow popped up. Here we go. I'm gonna play it, and hopefully we're close to it. And then correct me if I'm wrong. If it's not, I don't think it would be a spoiler, but they showed the lineup of the Briarwoods, Delilah, Silas, and then Stonefell, and I think that was Ridley on the. Okay, here we go, on the right hand side. But this is the scene. I saw the shadow. It looked weird because it looks like he's wearing a hood, but or you know what? That's just his hair. So it wasn't Vax. It wasn't him. Ooh. Okay. So I don't know if I'll pop up a picture of this on the screen. Maybe it will. Maybe let me know if you guys caught this. I don't know if this is the case, but I can't tell if it's the angle that the shadow is being casted from, but it looks like the gun's being pointed at his head. So is the 6th bullet for him? But why would he do that to himself? I don't. I'm saying that might be the title of this damn reaction. Is that right? I don't know what to think about that. That's dark. I've already used that to describe Percy, but he's getting darker and darker, so that wouldn't be a stretch. But I can't think of a reason why he would want to take himself out. Does he blame himself in some capacity for what happened to his family? Does he blame himself for running away from the situation, leaving his sister behind? Is it really a spirit or demon or soul controlling him and making him have these thoughts? I don't know. I didn't pick up on. I thought it was just like a hooded figure, so I thought it was like somebody else. I didn't know what I thought it was when I first saw it, but let's keep cycling through this because I really don't know what that means. Scanlan, after seeing that photo, that still shot of the shadow, that kind of steals the show for me, aside from the how we ended off this episode. But at the same time, with Percy, or with Scanlan, he kind of stole the show for me in this episode because of my previous thoughts on the character and him in general. I thought he was kind of like a joke, and it seems, to be honest, like the whole group of Vox Machina takes him or sees him as a joke. The way Grog was treating him and not wanting him to go through with his plan. He didn't really believe that he could do it and be a distraction. And then he showed out. He went up against the Duke, kicked his ass, and he ran up right in the window while he was dropping the deuce. So he's got some courage. He's got some strength. His powers surprised me. I know we've gotten a taste and a little treat of his powers throughout these episodes, but they were in a kind of, maybe not full effect, but because like you said, their powers can grow as they grow in the D&D universe, or just as their story advances, they'll continue to get more powerful. So if he's already this powerful, the way we saw him in this episode, I wonder if there's a cap to his specific power. I imagine druids and would be like and maybe warlocks, wizards possibly would be like the most, or they would have the most growth in terms of skill set or powers. I don't know how much a gnome or bard could grow in terms of power, but maybe he's already capped out, because he seemed like a beast showing off his power in this episode. So if he has room to improve too, I'm looking forward to see how much he grows. The Duke, I enjoyed seeing his character. Although he's a bad guy, it's just fun to see all these people on the screen, and the structure of these episodes is so good. I love the flow and the pacing, and the fact that he's voiced by the Hound makes me enjoy his character even more, to be honest. We saw him transform into like that little I don't know what it was, dinosaur or something, or hog, or I forget. I think I went past the scene already, but seeing him do that, reading out that spell aloud, I wonder if he'll memorize it or if he has to pull out that scroll every time and read or sing along and able to transform like that. So I'm looking forward to that. And then these potions he was taking, that was a cool element too. I don't know if those were potions he already had or if those were some of the things that they bought from Gilmore. I might have to go back to, I think it was not episode 6, but episode 5 when they went to Gilmore. So I have to refresh myself, or you guys can let me know. Let's see. What was next? Him wrecking shit. Him wrecking the whole building. Them about to go in. They ran into the damn trap because I was about to call him Goliath, but Grog wanted to bust in there, axes ablazing, and he wrecked shit. That was dope to see too. Him throwing the axe and just beasting, kind of going rage mode. I don't think that's the extent of his rage mode, but he went beastly for a minute for us. And again, back to Scanlan fighting the Duke. I love his. I spoke on Keyleth's personality already, but I love Scanlan's personality because he keeps his cool about him, and the fact that he does in like dire situations, not only keeps his confidence up, but also gets on the nerves of whoever he's going against. So I like that aspect, and his comedy is always welcome with me, even in the moments, in shows like this dark. Sometimes I'm against not confidence, but comedy breaking the mood or the tone of the show. But in this world, with this group, it works perfectly, and I love it. A character like Scanlan is needed, and I love seeing him on the screen. I love that he got a lot of camera time or screen time in this episode. Grog, Beast, and he took a whole bunch of arrows to the body, but it didn't really have too much effect. We saw with the Duke, he had that sword. I think it's just a really cool looking sword. I don't think it has any special powers to it like Silas's. At least they didn't show him off in this episode. And then he had like a whole, I don't know if those were his swords. They look like old school swords. When they went to the first level of the house or the mansion, there was a bunch like on display there. So those might not have even been ones he could use. They look like they were kind of just old ones that could have been I don't know. They just look like stone. I don't know if they were actual blades. Then what else do we have? That power was kind of unique. The little ball that Scanlan shot from his chest. I wonder, if you guys know, because I like that you guys fill me in on the name of the spells too. If it's not a spoiler, you gave me Keyless Daylight spell, even though I think you said it might be called something else in this series. Let me know what that spell is called, where he shot the little blast from his chest. And then we came to the end of the episode, man. Anders takes Cassandra hostage on some bullshit, and I did not see it. I thought Percy was gonna shoot him on the spot. He's finally in front of his sister. He has the chance to take her back, and then he just cuts her neck. So I don't. It's hard to think. I don't know if something's up with her, where maybe she's already dead, being reanimated by Delilah, or just, I don't know. Maybe she just won't lose enough blood to die right away. But he sliced her across the neck. She should bleed out pretty quick. I don't know. That's just me kind of hoping that she's still alive. But things are looking bleak for her, and Percy is about to lose his shit regardless of whether she stays alive or not. Or you know what? With Anders being so addicted to this stone or the glass, I wonder if maybe he sliced her neck on purpose to possibly come back and show Percy the power of the stone, and maybe manipulate his way to not killing him or staying alive. That could be a possibility. I guess we'll just have to wait to the next episode, but that's something that comes to mind. I'm thinking, since we got we got a lot of Scanlan, but this was a pretty heavy Anders episode, and we didn't mark his name off the list yet. He's still alive, so I'm thinking he's gonna have some role to play. Could there be a world or a possibility where all these names don't get taken off the list? Will they have some use for Anders? I could be completely off base. That would lend to the fact we saw the shadow with Percy and the gun pointed to his head. Maybe two of those names won't be taken off the list. I don't know. A lot to get into. But this is a long episode, so we're gonna end it here. A long reaction. I know I gave you the 40-minute intro. I don't know how long the reaction will end up being, but this seemed like a pretty decent timed outro too. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, and if you watched all the way to the end, in the comments section, comment Duke should have got 100 points for that nutsack tap. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. Remember, hit that like button, share if you feel like it. I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.